Hi guys, and happy new year. Welcome to 2019. I am so excited. You guys can't believe what I've been prepping to get ready for this year and all the new goals that I have for myself. So if you haven't noticed, I've kind of been switching stuff around in my office. This is actually a new angle that I'm going to be using for filming. It's perfect because the natural light comes in, and I love me some good natural light for these videos. You'll be seeing more of this backdrop, pardon the dust and all the mess in the back, but slowly but surely I'm going to get this space kind of ready to go so that it is the optimal filming space for me and these videos. So with a new year comes a fresh start in a digital bullet journal. So today we're gonna not only go through the January plan with me that I've created for myself, but also my 2019 bullet journal setup as well in GoodNotes and in Procreate, so you can see how I set it up for the year. So before we get into the rest of the video, I want to talk to you about the things that I don't include in my digital bullet journal, just because it's a little bit different obviously compared to a traditional bullet journal setup. So the first thing that I don't include in my digital bullet journal is the year at a glance. And the reason why I don't do that is since I use my iPad for bullet journaling, I have my iCal app, which is the app I use to keep all of my meetings and dates in check, and it's my calendar app that I regularly reference, so I just don't feel like I need to put it into my digital bullet journal. However, if it's something that you feel like you need to use, feel free to go ahead and put that in. Just like with all of these things. I mean, that's the whole idea with a bullet journal in general. The whole reason is to be able to customize these things so that it works best for you and helps to make sure that you are as productive as possible. And another thing that I don't put in my digital bullet journal is my goals for the year. And the reason being is because I use Evernote to yearly goal set and set long-term goals. So if you'd like, I actually just did a recent video about how I use Evernote to set my yearly and long-term goals. I'll put that link in the description below, that way you could check it out. But for that reason, I just don't want to double up and put both of my yearly goals in my digital bullet journal and in Evernote, so Evernote is where it's gonna stay. Now the third thing that I don't include in my digital bullet journal setup is an index. And typically indexes are used so that it'd be easy for you to keep track of what page you put certain things in, so that when you're in a traditional bullet journal setup, it's easy for you to find things as you go through the pages. But since a digital bullet journal is a little bit different and it's really easy to find pages within GoodNotes or in Procreate or an app like that, I actually decided against indexing, since it's really easy for us to find pages and quickly jump back and forth. Now, things I will include in my 2019 bullet journal is one, a cover page. I love just kind of setting the tone, even if it's just something really simple. I like having a cover page for each month, let alone the year, just so that I'm visually prepared for what I'm going to be looking at. So what I did was I created a cover page that just put 2019 and the word minimal in my own hand lettering, and I just felt like in black and white it's just nice and simple. It goes with my goal for this year, which is to keep things as minimal and simplistic as possible, and it just set the tone for exactly what I wanted my digital bullet journal to be. The second thing that I do include in my digital bullet journal is a key. So a key is typically like symbols that you're going to be using to mark events or tasks or things that are completed. I like to put that in the front of my bullet journal, and I also used this page as a letter to myself. I wrote it on the 1st of January, and it's just to remind me throughout the year, especially at the end of 2019, how I felt and where I was and at that particular point in my life and in my career. It's a great reminder for me or motivational thing for me to get out of my own mind and to read where I was when I was really motivated, but life might not have changed so much. And then other things I'm going to be including in my 2019 setup is a future log, just to make sure I can keep track of dates that I had already set forth for the upcoming year. Things like future travel, an entrepreneur retreat that Heather and I are going on, particular dates like anniversaries and birthdays that I want to remember and that type of thing. Another thing that I'm going to include is a page for theme ideas. I get really in my head when it comes to thinking about themes for every particular month because I don't like doing stereotypical layouts just because a particular holiday falls in that month. So I want to have a space to kind of just jot down ideas and maybe things that I saw or something that's inspirational to put down and be able to reference it when I'm kind of stumped on what I want to design for that particular month. And then the following pages for this section of the bullet journal are just going to be for notes. This is where I'm going to kind of utilize it as an organic bullet journal where I'm just going to have pages of things that I just feel like I needed to write down. That's going to go in this section of my bullet journal. So now for the January 2019 plan with me. I know it's a little late, I apologize, but I just really wanted to make sure I got this right. So my friends and I are taking a trip to Big Bear this month, and I decided to revolve the theme around that. So I decided to do snowflakes for this particular theme. And if you guys don't know already, blue is one of my favorite colors. I loved that I was able to integrate some light, airy colors, some grays, some whites, and it turned out really, really nice. So for the cover page, I just put January hand lettered using my brush pen once again, and then I put my keyword for the month, which is what I want to focus on for the month of January, and that word is purge. I don't know if you guys have listened to my podcast or have watched one of my recent videos, but a big theme of mine is to just be minimal, which means I have to start with getting rid of a lot of things. A lot of emotional burden, a lot of financial burden, and a lot of material burden. As a homeowner, Charlie and I have actually accumulated a lot of stuff. So for the month of January, one of my goals is to just start sorting through things and start to figure out what I want to sell, figure out what I want to donate and what I'm going to be throwing away. And then also purging things like negative thoughts. I'm going through my Instagram just to unfollow people and accounts that are just poisonous to me, and it's not necessarily anything on them, but it's just what it makes me feel. So going back to the idea of goals, here is my goals for the month page. I decided to do important dates as usual on the top left corner, followed by my goals, both personal and professional. On the personal side, my top 3 goals is to, number 1, set aside things that I want to get rid of. Second goal, personally, is to strategically plan our food plan. And third goal is to start paying off credit card debt. Now, for the professional side, my first goal is to rearrange the home office, which obviously you can see I am already starting to do. And slowly but surely, my goal is to get rid of all my old inventory and then finding a home for everything to make sure that everything has a place. I feel like my office has tended to be a place where I just dump things, and I say that I'll get to it later, but I never do. And then it becomes a space that's uninspiring to me, a place that I don't want to work, and I don't want that. And then my third and final goal is to create more YouTube videos. So this is video number 1. I'm going to be doing a 12-week challenge to try and get myself more comfortable with filming and more comfortable with the whole process of creating YouTube videos, and try to make good quality videos that I feel like are useful to you guys, my actual audience. Now the rest of the layout is a little bit different. I've decided to put my YouTube stats and goals, since growing my YouTube channel is one of my goals for this particular month. I have my quote for the week underneath that, and then I have an area for notes, and then a cute little area where I put this month: celebrating, watching, praying, loving, feeling, and craving. Just something fun, a little reflective area for me to fill out that's not so goal-oriented. It's just how I am at that moment. So the next layout is going to be the month at a glance. I'm actually going to really start using this month at a glance for forward planning, because one of my goals when it comes to YouTube, at least, is if I'm going to be posting consistently and putting videos up consistently, that means I've got to plan ahead and make sure that I'm on top of it. So I'm going to use my month at a glance for that. And then my good old habit tracker is not going to be changing. There's a space for my spending. I'm actually budgeting for about $60 for Charlie and I every week, and I don't want to spend more than that, just so that all the extra that we do have can go toward our credit card debt, and investing in things like things we need for the home or some home repairs and things like that. So I'm really going to be trying to limit our spending for the next at least 12 months. And then on the other side, you'll see the same old thing, my mood tracker. And then below that is my monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, and daily habit tracker. Same old thing. I've been loving this habit tracker. I can't get myself to try something different. I just love that it's all in one place. Okay, so now onto the weekly spread. I actually went back to my good old tried and true OG spread. I just feel like it is seriously the one for me. No matter how much I try to change, I feel like this is just the one that I like the most. I like that there's a lot of boxes there so that I can organize things to fit whatever I'm doing, but there's not too much where it feels overwhelming or like I feel like I need to fill out a box that, you know, I don't know what to put. I feel like there's just enough and the layout is just right for me personally. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this new format of this plan with me where it's a little bit of me and a little bit of my layout. I just feel like it's a great way for me to be more personal with you guys and not have you guys staring at the screen the whole time just listening to my voice. I'm constantly thinking of different ways to improve these videos, so if you have any suggestions or if there's something that you want to see, please do let me know in the comments below. One of my goals is to start sharing more of my daily life on Instagram. I always say that I do it, but really sometimes I get caught up. So I'm going to make it a point to share more of my planning with you guys, just so that hopefully it'll be something that's of use to you. Make sure you go and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Carissa. Till the next video, I wish you success and blessings from one entrepreneur to another. Bye.